situations. So the problem is that they use linear models to analyze systems that are complex, right? So they do not take into account people's choice, where people really take decisions, and where people could change the behavior of the whole system. So they just do linear models and analyze them to analyze something that is really complex to analyze. So in order to make clear what I'm talking about, I'm going to present you one example of the real life. So we have here the example of the traffic restriction from Bogota. So Bogota was messed in that days about traffic. So what did they do? They put a transit restriction in order to reduce congestion in high traffic hours. But what do we have here? We have here like a clear tendency that particular cars, private cars, get really high and increase like 55% between 2002 and 2008. And it's going to continue like that. Like from today until 2040, it's going to increase like 23%. So we get like the opposite expectation that we have, right? So why? So why did that happen? It's just because people think in terms of linear. People think like in cause and effect, but don't have people choices and complex systems into account. It's just because we have a problem, we get the solution and we have a result, right? Sounds pretty simple. So we have to attack the problems of the system. So what is, in our case, let's continue. In our case, what do we have? We have too many cars, and what do? We just restrict vehicle traffic, and we are in Wonderland, right? We don't have traffic, yes? But what did happen? We are not taking into account that taking decisions has its consequences and affect decisions to the media. And continue, please. And these decisions affect other actions, other decisions, right? So our decisions affect the media and generate decisions to the other actors. So it's like reaction from others. So we have a feedback here. Yes? Continue, please. So what is about the feedback? Feedback is just, for example, continue. We have too many cars, we restrict the cars, we are in order, right? But if we restrict the cars, what is the people are going to do? People are going to buy more cars, and we have the opposite situation we want, right? So it is a feedback. Continue. So how could we understand better the systems? How could we take better decisions? Yes? System dynamics. It has four pillars. System dynamics is a way of thinking. It's because they're thinking different. They're thinking complex systems. They are taking into account people choices, people decisions, and the feedback of the information, what I was showing you in the last slide. So they take decision making, and we make simulation to try to understand the behavior of the system, and with computers. But we use it as these computers and this system not to as an oracle or as something that yes, this is going to happen. No, it's just we are going to say that this is probably happen because people react like this, and it's like Nintendo. We are playing with this like to see how it's going to happen when I'm taking decisions. Continue, please. So, what is the best of system dynamics? Traditional models are thinking in simple systems. Dynamics is going to think in complex systems, right? While traditional systems only think in data, we are thinking in a operational way. We are taking into account information, decisions, also money, and every stuff like that. So, we are thinking, in a linear way in traditional models, but we have here like a feedback, and we make an experimental approach and make simulation to don't thinking linearly. So what that implies? That implies to think different, reason differently, and conceptualize different. Continue. So there are different types of problems, you know? This is the kind of problem that we can approach with linear systems, like requiring fuel per trip and cost and flights. But this is the type of system that we can attack with system dynamics, right? Like unemployment in Colombia, price, demand, sales, stocks, and stuff like that. Where people take choices, yes, like politics. So, continue. So, to conclude, continue please. To conclude, to make public policies, we have to consider the whole elements. We have to consider the systems, the connections, the relationships, and also how the factors are going to interact with each other, right? We have to see how people is going to react in front of the politics we are going to insert to their life. And business dynamics system dynamics is a pretty good way to approach to that. In fact, every system that includes people decisions could be modeled with dynamics, and just it's something to take the challenge and let's think different. So.